What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Welcome to the Chatter Show. Hey, today we want to talk about masculine energy. It's important for us to always work in our masculinity. When we work in our masculinity, things happen for us. Always remember this. Stop listening to your woman. I'm not saying that she doesn't have a view or does she have a point. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying don't take her into consideration. I'm not saying that either. But understand that Adam made the flaw when he actually listened to Eve. When he actually did what God did not want him to do. When he did what Eve told him to do or persuaded him to do. You cannot do that and reach your purpose. You have to be about your purpose at all times. So that requires you to stay in your masculinity. That requires you to work at your masculinity. Form it, shape it. When a woman challenges you, stay calm. Don't yell, don't scream, stay calm. Respond accordingly. Respond when needed. Do not engage in arguments that are not beneficial or deep in emotion. That's when you get out of your masculinity. That's when you start working into your feminine. When you start to respond by yelling, screaming, all the different things. Don't do that to yourself. Don't allow yourself to become victim and stoop to the level of conversation that you're having. Because a man wins when he stays in his masculinity. He loses when he becomes emotional. That's where a woman engages you at. Do not allow yourself to be engaged there. Understand this. As long as you're working in your emotions, as long as you're working in verbal confrontation, you lose. You are strong. You're the strength. You're physical. That's where your strength lies. Your strength does not lie in your emotions. Your emotions is where your weakness is. This is where her strength lies. So when you go to argue or you go to have a conversation, you cannot have that conversation in your emotional. You cannot have a conversation without you staying inside your physical and your masculine strength. When you understand that, you reach your potential. You get to the highest point of where you can be. Always work in your masculine. Always understand your masculine and always be in your masculine. So when you start to understand that, then you understand, dang, what happened? What happened? She'll start listening. She'll start understanding where you're coming from. Because masculine energy doesn't allow you to argue with her, doesn't allow you to yell at her, scream at her. You don't do all that. All the things that you would make you be a villain to her, you will not be. Because your masculine energy is a problem solver. It's a logic. So is it logical to start yelling at your woman? Start yelling at her, fighting with her on an emotional standpoint of view? Or is it more logical to think of the problem, think of what she's saying to you, and then understanding what she's saying, and then understand how that fits inside of your purpose and the direction that you're going in? If it doesn't fit, then you say, hey, babe, that don't fit. That's not going to work. If she doesn't like that coffee, and she don't like how that works, then, hey, what can you do about that? She wasn't meant for you. If she doesn't want to follow you, if she don't walk with you, she wasn't meant for you. Understand that. You have to understand how to stay in your masculine. And always stay in your masculine. Always stay in your masculine energy. Understand that. Work at it. Create it. Cultivate it. That's how you get people to bend to your will. That's how you get people to understand who you are, what you are, and that you're going to stand on your purpose. You're going to stand on your purpose. You're not going to bend. You're not going to give just because they start getting emotional and yelling and screaming. Then they'll start talking to you in an appropriate manner, in a correct way, in a correct tone. Because now you have been an example of what tone is supposed to be set. Understand? Do we understand? Do you agree? If you don't agree, let me know in the comments. If you do agree, then let's talk about it. Let's create ways that young men can have examples of what masculine energy is. On this rock I stand. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day.